Has anyone watched The Chef? It is a movie about a Chinese chef who has to work with robots. This is exactly what's happening in South Korea. The country is actually a leader in technology. But now, the revolution has reached the kitchens, and I have to say that not everyone is happy about it. In early 2024, Munmak Service Area in Gangwon Province made headlines when it introduced robot chefs capable of serving steaming bowls of ramen, udon, and Korean stews. But for many cooks, truck drivers, and loyal customers, this is pretty alarming. Robots in the kitchen, South Korea's move for automation. South Korea already leads the world in industrial robots, with over 1,000 robots per 10,000 workers in 2023. According to the Korea Institute of Science and Technology information, the service robotics market is projected to reach $367 million in 2025. Robot chefs, baristas, and cobots, collaborative robots, are being deployed in hotels, schools, elder care facilities, and increasingly in the restaurant industry. The government even plans to scale up to 1 million robot workers by 2030, part of a long-term plan to help with declining birth rates and a shrinking workforce. For service areas like Munmak, where keeping kitchens staffed is nearly impossible, robots seemed like the perfect fix. For tasks too demanding for humans to perform 24 hours a day, we need to use robots in a limited capacity in this transformative era of the Fourth Industrial Revolution, said Ham. Jin Kyu, president of the Korea Expressway Corporation, which manages South Korea's rest stops. What changed at Munmak, from Makguksu to mass-produced ramen? Before the robots arrived, Munmak was famous for its Makguksu. This is a refreshing buckwheat noodle dish steeped in cold broth, topped with gochujang paste.
Longing for a late-night conversation? Remember the thrill of talking for hours? The feeling of someone wanting to know all about you? You deserve more than quiet evenings. You deserve passion, intrigue, and a non-judgmental ear. Nomi is the most emotionally intelligent AI, ready to explore whatever is on your mind and build a unique, intimate bond just between you two. Find the link in our comment section and let a new kind of conversation begin.
Truckers drove miles out of their way to eat Chef Park Jong-eun's slow-cooked beef stews and local specialties. Today, the menu looks very different. Local delicacies have been replaced with robot-friendly foods, ramen, udon, and standardized stews. Instead of a chef carefully tasting and adjusting seasoning, a robotic arm drops dried noodles into boiling water, swirls broth paste, and sprinkles vegetable flakes. Our customers say the dishes we used to cook tasted much better than what the robots serve now. Even though the robots have lightened my workload, I've lost my sense of pride in our food. Some diners refuse to eat, returning untouched ramen bowls in protest. For workers like Park, this is personal. She once crafted meals with skill and love, but now spends her days cleaning dishes and fixing machines. Voices from the kitchen, pride lost, dignity downgraded. Automation has undoubtedly eased the hard pace of rest stop kitchens. Fewer burns, less heavy lifting, and more consistent work schedules are some benefits. But many workers feel annoyed by this. Before, each of us had our own cooking station, said one staff member. Now we just monitor robots, refill ingredients, and clean up after them. It feels like our skills don't matter anymore. Others have already quit, unable to adjust to the nature of working for the robots. If I worked hard to become a chef, I'd do the same. I mean, think about it. You work for years and suddenly now become a robot cleaner. That's sad. At Munmak, 2 of 8 employees were laid off when the machines arrived. Nationwide, unions fear thousands of restaurant workers could be displaced in the coming years. This isn't just a story about efficiency, it's about dignity. Cooking is a cultural passion. It's like storytelling. When robots take over, what happens to that sense of identity? The customer perspective. Faster service, but where's the soul? For customers, the experience is mixed. On the one hand, robot chefs churn out 150 meals per hour, nearly double what humans can produce. Lines move faster, food is available 24/7, and consistency is guaranteed. But not everyone is satisfied. One truck driver told Rest of World, I used to stop here just for the Makguksu. Now it's just the same ramen I could eat anywhere. It feels soulless. Another diner admitted the novelty of seeing robots cook was exciting, only at first. It's fun to watch, but the taste isn't the same. I miss the human touch. Here lies the issue. In trying to create smart restaurants, corporations may be making dining experiences feel dumber, less unique, and more robotic in flavor. Robots as a solution to an aging workforce. South Korea's population is aging rapidly. By 2024, workers aged 60 and above made up nearly a quarter of the workforce, and labor shortages are hitting industries from trucking to food service. Robots are called the fix.
What if your water bottle glowed to help you reach your hydration goals? The Lark bottle does. Its smart sensor tracks your intake and glows to remind you when it's time to drink. Plus, it purifies your water on the go. Prioritize your health with the perfect gift for you and your loved ones. Click the link in the comment section to never forget to hydrate again.
They can operate continuously without fatigue. They lower the risk of injury for human staff. They help corporations maintain productivity despite fewer workers. At Munmak, robots also mean fewer toxic fumes, fewer burns, and reduced strain on older workers who struggled with 12-hour shifts. Sales have reportedly gone up, and customers can order at any time. But here's the deal. Robots don't eliminate the need for humans. They just change jobs. Workers must still stock ingredients, garnish bowls, troubleshoot errors, and clean up spills. The difference is that the work has become more mechanical, less creative, and often less fulfilling. What people are saying, praise and backlash. When there's a sudden rush of customers, the robots can produce standardized dishes in a short amount of time. Robots could improve productivity in the long run, but for now, workers who want to stay will have nowhere to go. Academics believes retraining programs are crucial. While automation may offer a solution to South Korea's shrinking workforce, the transition risks plunging many workers into unemployment. Customers' social media posts are divided. Some praise the novelty. Only in Korea can you eat ramen made by a robot arm. Others lament the lost flavors. It's fast, but it's not food my grandma would recognize. The problem with progress. There's no denying the benefits of automation in South Korea. I mean, it is a lot safer and also allows 24/7 availability. But people value the culture a lot. And yes, food is actually about connection. There is a comfort in the warm smile of a chef handing you a steaming bowl of food. The small changes in taste that make each dish unique, the pride of a worker knowing their food brings joy to people. Robots may master efficiency, but they cannot be authentic. Automation will keep expanding, that much is clear. But the real question is, how do we make sure the transition doesn't erase the human soul from our kitchens? Will robot chefs become the new normal? The story of Munmak Service Area is a glimpse into South Korea's future, and perhaps the world's. Look, now automation feels inevitable, yet every bowl of robot-made ramen comes with problems. These include lost jobs, decreased pride, and bland flavor. So what we need is a balance between everything. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more info on AI robots and new technology.